Like damn, she wanna afford a tattoo. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into TNA Impact from October the 10th, 2024. There was no TNA last week because they had to move their tapings. They ended up moving to Nashville, and they ended up doing their tapings, and the money that they received, they're going to give to the victims that were affected by Hurricane Helena, which is a blessing. That's tremendous. Please keep those people in your thoughts and prayers. Please give what you can give to these people, and continue to help them out if you can. Continue to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So very, very good on TNA. Good stuff there. So this show primarily focused on Bound for Glory, which is in 2.5 weeks from this Saturday. And the show was okay. The show was okay. But this show right here had a plethora Bound for Glory implications involved. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, that being a 6-woman tag, which was Wendy Chu from NXT, Rosemary and Tasha Steelz versus Jordynne Grace, Sto Ruka from NXT, which was great, and Masha Slamovich. So Jordynne Grace gets the win via the Juggernaut Driver, which is great. So that's good stuff there. So that's fine. Moving on, Gia Miller is backstage with Josh Alexander and Sinner and Saint. Josh Alexander says that he wouldn't be going after Eric Young and Steve Maclin if they just minded their own business. Josh Alexander says that Steve Maclin was a failed TNA champion and that Eric Young hasn't done anything of value lately. Josh Alexander took some of Eric Young's advice, though, by teaming up with Sinner and Saint in order to take care of the future. Josh Alexander, he then calls himself and Sinner and Saint the Northern Armory. What the hell? What kind of name is that? Dumb shit, but it is what it is. Moving on to Nic Nemeth. He was out next. Nick says that he's been feeling good because he loves being the TNA World Champion. He talks about facing Joe Hendry at Bound for Glory. So Joe Hendry comes out to a really good reaction. So Joe Hendry said that this isn't just another song release or viral video. It's about his hard work culminating in a match for the TNA World Championship against Nic Nemeth. He praises Nic Nemeth, but reminds Nic Nemeth that the two words that are chanted around the world are "we believe." Nic Nemeth then begins to praise Joe Hendry. He talks about how many people, including Shawn Michaels, believe in him. Joe Hendry appreciates the kind words, but he knows but he wants to know how John Latefield will play a part in Bound for Glory. Nic Nemeth said to not worry about JBL. Instead, he should focus on Nic Nemeth, who has done and is doing great things. So, lame ass First Class, which is AJ Francis and Casey Navarro, they show up. I like Casey Navarro. AJ Francis, not so much, but I mean, he's an okay heel. He can get heat and whatnot, so yeah. He says that he's confused at being AJ Francis because they feel like they're the main event of Bound for Glory. No, that'll never happen. He insults Nashville, and as he and Casey Navarro, they get into the ring. AJ Francis talking about making Joe Hendry before him. Joe Hendry was a C+ player on the pre-show. Joe Hendry was nothing until he sung songs about AJ Francis. Joe Hendry says he can't remember which song AJ Francis is talking about. So he sings a line of a couple of them. AJ Francis says that he's actually in the ring to talk to Nic Nemeth. He says that it doesn't matter what show it is, the main event is always first class. So Nic Nemeth then wants to face them in a tag team match. And so Santana Marella comes out and makes the match official. It's going to be in the main event. Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry teaming up to take on first class. Okay, that's fine. That's cool, I guess. Really good stuff there. I hope TNA doesn't turn Joe Hendry heel. It seems like they might turn Nic Nemeth heel, though. But I think, to me, it's a little bit too early to turn him heel. It really is. I don't know why they want to turn Nic Nemeth heel. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. But it seems like that's what they might be doing. Or going for. Moving on. So, Ash by Elegance and the personal concierge, George Iceman, they're in the back. They're in disbelief over Heather Reckless's look. Her clothes, her makeup and jewelry, everything is horrible. So they got some ideas, and they want to give her Botox and make her look elegant. So that's cool. I do like this. This is cool. So we'll see where this goes, but I don't know if I'm going to be interested in this long term. What I was not interested in was Josh Alexander versus Eric Young. Josh Alexander defeats Eric Young via a roll-up by the help of Sinner and Saint. They distracted the referee. And then post-match, post-match, the Northern Armory, they beat the shit out of Eric Young. And then Steve Maclin, he's shown in the back. He's zip-tied. And he's laying beside some pallets, and the Northern Armory, they continue their attack on Eric Young, and then Josh Alexander puts then the Northern Armory, they put a chair around Eric Young's knee, and then Josh Alexander, he jumps on it from the second rope, which was great. So that's okay. Excuse me. So I guess they're taking out Eric Young. I'm not against that. I'm for that. So good shit right there. Great stuff. Great stuff. Moving on. So, Gia Miller, she's backstage with Jordan Grace. So she's trying to find Masha Slamovich's locker room. She finds it. So, they end up finding it, that being Gia Miller and Jordan Grace. So Masha's kill wall is back up, and then there are many pictures of knockouts on the wall with an X drawn on each one of them, and then there's one picture that doesn't have Jordan Grace. That has Jordan Grace on there, but no X. So that's fun to have her go back to her old gimmick where she's just taking out people, which is great. So really good stuff there. I like that. Moving on, Mike Santana, he's out next. He says that he tells Moose to look into his eyes. Santana is sick and tired of delivering his messages to a camera where he comes from. They handle business face to face. Everything he does in life is with intent and purpose. Santana says that he had to send a message with his attack 2 weeks ago. He has a new purpose now, making the system's life a living hell, starting with Moose. So then Moose comes out. Moose says that he bought the best security possible. So 5 guys come out. They're wearing system shirts, I guess. So Moose calls Santana a dumbass. Santana says that all Moose is doing is proving that he's a baby boy bitch, which was great. I love that. Santana can smell Moose's fear. Santana says that Moose has had struggles in the past, just like him. Moose had to make himself something from nothing, like Santana. The difference is that Santana still walks the same streets. Moose forgot where he came from. Santana tells Moose to prove to everyone that he's the face of the franchise. Moose confirms that he did forget where he came from. He's become great without anyone's help. He can easily beat down Santana, but he won't do it for free. He's a prize fighter, so he's Kevin Owens. Get the fuck out of here, Moose. And wants to get paid to fight. He's the face of TNA. No, that would be Nic Nemeth. while Santana is just a poor Puerto Rican kid from the projects. That was great. I love that. And so Santana wanted to beat Moose's ass, but Santana ended up getting his ass kicked. And the Hardy Boys and ABC, they came out to make the save. And then Santino, he set up a match between the Hardys and ABC. So that match wasn't no contest because the system got involved. Their lame asses showed up, and so Santino made a triple threat at Bound for Glory. It's going to be a Full Metal Mayhem match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. So I'm for that. I'm for it. I can get it. I can get with it, I guess. Moving on. This was the number one contenders match. Jason Hotch, Leon Slater, and Laredo Kid. The winner faces Mike Bailey. Speedball Mike Bailey was on commentary, and he made me want to slash my television with a samurai sword because he sucks. So basically, Leon Slater gets the win, which is great. So good stuff there. He wins via the Swanton 450, which is awesome. And he's going to be facing Mike Bailey next week. Okay. Moving on. So, Jordan Grace, she calls out Masha Slamovich. So, Jordan Grace asked Masha Slamovich about her kill wall. Jordan Grace says that she thought they were past all that. Masha Slamovich says that Jordan Grace always makes things about herself. Therefore, she accepts Jordan Grace's challenge at Bound for Glory. Jordan Grace will see what it's like to live in Masha Slamovich's shadow. And then Masha Slamovich hands Jordan Grace an envelope and exits the ring. And then Jordan Grace opens up the envelope, and it's her with a picture of an ex over it. And Jordan Grace is now a marked woman. So that's cool. I love that. I'm loving that Masha Slamovich is going back to her heel roots. This is perfect. I do think that Jordan Grace should lose to Masha Slamovich at Bound for Glory. This needs to be her final feud. We know that she's going to NXT. Her contract is up in January sometime. So I would imagine this is what I would do. You have, at Bound for Glory, you have Masha go over. She takes out Jordan Grace in the process. Jordan Grace maybe comes back at the final pay-per-view. I think it's Final Resolution in December. She comes back. She challenges Masha. She puts her career on the line. She loses, and then that's how she goes to NXT. That's what I would do. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's how TNA should book Jordan Grace leaving and going to NXT. Main event of the evening: Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry. They defeat First Class, and then post match, Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry, they stare down one another, and that was it. So this is fine. I did like this. I'm trying to think, will they turn Nic Nemeth heel? I don't think so. And here's the main reason why I say that. Nic Nemeth has only been with TNA just for about 9 months now. I don't think he needs to turn heel. I think he should, but not at Bound for Glory. I think they should save that heel turn for maybe Hard to Kill next year. So maybe we see Nic Nemeth, maybe he does defeat Joe Hendry, but it's through JBL's help or something like that. But again, I don't think that TNA should turn Nic Nemeth heel. But we'll have to wait and see. Bound for Glory is shaping up quite nicely. We should have a finalized card next week, so we should, they'll probably add 2 more matches. I think right now we've got, I want to say, maybe 5 matches announced so far. We've got probably maybe 3 more or 4 more that they want to announce. So we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. But overall, TNA this week was okay. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.